Hello there, and winter has come. Welcome to the second phase of Master League Tournament 4, Scorched Earth. You're looking at the reigning world champion, the reigning Master League champion, the Mechanical Nightmare from Britain, playing as the Brits. It is indeed Isildur. And the ever-popular VonIvan meets him in the north. The man that everybody voted for to watch. We had 3 excellent series lined up. We had Nagano, Seeking, Devem, Asherblaw all playing, but everybody wanted to watch VonIvan. He's locked in Wehrmacht and close air support doctrine. I'm AE, and today I'm with Ed 80Hz. Hello, Ed.
Hello, AE, and thank you for having me here, folks. And we're here on a snowy new version of Bocage. And VonIvan, I don't know whether this is full meme or just absolute hatred of the meta. Either or, close air support doctrine in a 1v1 game. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get some fake US hype in the chat. And this is Commander Terminator mode. For those that don't know, this was pioneered for Master League Tournament 2, where the players could only play 1 commander per game. It's a little bit, we're going about 50% power in this tournament. We're doing it on the second phase. So from now on, the players have to play 4 series, playing only 1 commander per game. So, you know, VonIvan won't ever be able to use close air support again. Not that he would want to. But that means he's saving stuff like mechanized assault doctrine with the assault grenadiers for the grand finals. VonIvan has tournament championships in his sights. He feels on full form again, and he's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, meanwhile, Isildur, on previous tourney form, is the reigning champ, so I think he knows what's up with picking Brits on this map. It does have a lot of long-range engagements. Looks like it's going to be perfect for Vickers, UC, and infantry section supporting. But Von is going for the sniper. A bold strategy.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out, Cotton. And Sniper's 340 manpower now, but I mean, I think with VonIvan's sniper play that I've personally seen in the tournament, he'd want it to be about 180 manpower because he's not known as a sniper player. He can play sniper, but he retreats. He just hard retreats a lot. He doesn't kind of dance around. He just gets his shots in and then retreats back to base as soon as danger rears its ugly head. So let's see how he plays it on this map. It is a very open map, so it should be good for sharpshoots and usage.
Yeah, and until that sniper's vetted up, it does have a slight less vision in this version of the patch, so VonIvan's going to have to help Spotfoot with the Pioneers. But no, instant retreats, saw the threat of the infantry sections coming around the blind bend. And good quick unit preservating retreats there from VonIvan.
Very much so. He incurred 1 bit of health damage to the sniper already without getting a shot. Well, he did get 1 shot off, actually. I didn't even catch that. Meanwhile, UC's going on a jolly
little jaunt.
Jaunts, that's the word.
Winter countryside.
Jaunt, that's it indeed. Pioneer has gotten this munitions cut off, though. That's all it is. Meanwhile, Sniper's back out, as is its Grenadier accompaniment with the MG2. Fuel has been cut off, though, by this rampaging infantry section. Sniper's going to look to scalp that 28 manpower per skull.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out the method to VonIvan's madness potentially here with the commander pick. I mean, he does get munitions and fuel drops, a good strafing Stukas, but I don't know, it's quite a ballsy pick. He does get some recon as well. I just think, yeah, I've never seen this in a tourney yet, so kudos to VonIvan. In a best of 3 as well, whipping out the very ballsy commander, but he goes for the 3rd Gren before teching up. So very heavy tier 1 build from the VonIvan.
Nice Faust, though. He makes his way over the riverbed, past the hedgerow, gets the Faust on the UC. Needs a few more Car 98k. Oh, but there it is. He's suppressing fire and saved his own skin.
Get out of jail free card for 10 munitions. Oh, insta suppresses those Grens. They don't lose a model though, so manpower's still on the side of VonIvan. But he does desperately need healing. A lot of the squad's losing a lot of HP.
Might be interesting to see how much munitions VonIvan can get. I think he's changed his meta into a munitions meta with obviously the Grenadiers needing the LMGs on a big wide open map like this. The Sniper's going to be doing a lot of manpower attrition.
Well, yeah, Von was tanking and baiting really hard with his MG crew there, but does have to give up the ghost now as the Sniper nearly dies. And it's a 4th Grenadier, so tier 1 heavy build. This is colossal lead weight of tier 1.
Faust! Can he finish the job, Ed? Yes, so. He gets
Surely it. Pens it. There we go, finally. Von Lucker. He takes down the UC. That is a big win. Isildur rocking and reeling already. It's going to bring out the AEC, though, just to try and steady the ship a bit.
The territory is out of contact.
Sniper only has 4 kills thus far. Not exactly a superlative usage at this point. But if you keep your Sniper alive, that's the important point. You don't have to be some Ace Micro 360 no-scope YouTube montage kiddie with the Sniper. You just have to defend him and keep him active. Or her if you're a Soviet player. And just keep them active and keep them well defended with a Faust blanket as VonIvan. Always keep your Grenadiers handy to not only spot for the Sniper, but also, for example, the AEC is an excellent Sniper hunter. Check out these snow wheels as well. That's pretty pretty.
Yeah, look, way more quad bike 4v4, 4x4. Interesting. It's a lot more rustic and bucket of bolts version of that AEC.
Von! We don't need that right now, Von! You're up against
That's why
Isildur.
he bought 4 Grens, man. It's okay. Still got 3.
Well, Sniper got a cheeky shot in, but he's been pushed away.
Yeah, no healing is hurting Von at the moment. He's finally got paid the cost for it. But no utilization of the commander just yet. No vision. Does need a lot. It's very munitions intensive, so if he does drop down some munis, he's got to make sure that point is very safe because he does not want to give up 3 munis to Isildur.
Isildur, by the way, showing his tournament pedigree. He now considers himself top dog, and by all accounts, he is. And what does a top dog tournament 1 versus 1 elite player do, chat? That's right, he builds a counter sniper. He doesn't go for half measures, he goes for full measures. To quote Breaking Bad for a 2nd time today.
And I think VonIvan might not expect the sniper as much. After taking out the UC, though, Isildur does need some long-range kind of control of this map again. Has snuck in the odd cut-off, though, on VonIvan. Temporarily ceasing his resources, but Von seems back in control now a bit. As the sniper warfare lurks. Oh. Could get very feisty in the middle of this Bocage winter.
Well, let's keep the control groups active, make sure we know where our snipers are at any one time. And of course, Isildur's not going to be killing anybody for now. He's just going to stay on hold fire. He's going to try and work himself up the spine of the map across that light cover and make his way slowly there. VonIvan sniper meanwhile. Oh, here we go. First supply drop is on the fuel. VonIvan, of course, going straight for the fuel. He's already got 126 in the back. He's going to keep it coming.
Yep, Isildur must be wondering what the hell is going on with planes flying over, but they are dropping fuel. You might not have seen this before, so it's going to be a very fast rush for early tech. There's no 222, crucially, Matt, so he is skipping tier 2, it seems. Going straight for that wonderful battle phase 2 and then P4 or Ostwind.
Oh, the AC wants some of it, though. Grens need to get there. Can you destroy it? I think you can, right?
Has a HP bar, so I imagine I've never had someone destroy the actual fuel canisters though, so I don't know.
So we got a sniper sniping in the snow like Simo Hato. Is that Simo Hayo of Finnish fame? White Death, as he was called.
It's pronounced really different to how it's spelled. That's all I know. But yeah, many Finnish Daisy friends looked up to him and his scopeless kills of into the hundreds. Didn't even use the scope map.
Hey-ha. We'll go with it. We'll anglicise it. We'll go with Simo Hey-ha. That's probably butchered, but we don't care. Grenadiers get pushed away by the sniper as the Brits are coming.
Not fair win.
But yeah, here we go with, I just think Isildur's given more angles than VonIvan at the moment. VonIvan's playing pretty safe behind his sniper. And, but Isildur's sneaking around these blind bocage bends very well. Especially with the Royal Engineers. So Von's got to look out for that flank there with his sniper.
More Grenadiers late retreats there, and the sniper's retreating once more, having been forced away. And that's what I'm saying about VonIvan. His sniper usage is not elegant. It's very, very brute force and kind of blunt, but it does the job. Commandos, by the way.
We're
out now.
I remember that game of VonIvan against Love Nest in the previous tournament, Matt, where it was just bludgeoning back and forth. Yeah, I think Von's tried to introduce the sniper a lot more to his play recently, so it's not as crude and new to it as one might expect.
There we go, the Commandos launch their way onto the field. They lose an Irishman immediately. There's the Isildur sniper has pushed up, by the way, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the Wehrmacht sniper's position. Commandos have lost another model. LMG's on the rampage.
Yeah, managed to utilize all his munitions into those early double LMGs. Did lose the Gren, did Von, but seems to be powering on as get a big nade in from the Commandos there. Couldn't finish off the job with the Stens though. A lot of manpower bleed for VonIvan. He's struggling to keep that fuel point.
Of course, he can reinforce by the glider now, so he's got a forward position. He can keep up. Oh no, I don't think it's in his territory, is it? So he can't reinforce. Is that correct?
Yeah, like I think it has to be connected.
Fair enough.
But
So
still is a useful tool.
Tommy's up against the window as the AC helps out. We have a Panzer IV on its way, so although this map may be covered in blue right now, it's soon to turn about face as the Brit sniper. Let's check on his kills. He's up to 4 as well, and the Wehrmacht sniper's up to 12 though, so he's paid for himself. So he can afford to die, basically. Don't get any ideas, VonIvan, though.
Yep, and despite losing the fuel point, he has managed to, due to the airlift, get a very fast P4 still. 12-minute marks. No easy feat, but crucially he did not get a 2-2 as well, so he's going to have to scout with his infantry ahead of the P4. And it's bought time though for Isildur. Went for the old Commandos, but now has got the AT gun crucially with the AEC backup. I think he'll be able to weather the storm pretty well.
Looks like the Panzer IV is going on the east side of the map where the AEC awaits. Do you have the Stuka Strafe is ready? That's the anti-infantry strafe, but it's all about the anti-tank strafe later on, perhaps. It's not the Loiter, the very powerful Loiter. Meanwhile,
yeah,
the sniper...
there's skill shots. It's quite hard to pull off. Oh no, it's 4 infantry section models blasted away on one sniper. It's very Von Lucker to get out of there. How did they not connect?
Very much so indeed, as the Panzer IV makes its way into the centre. It was uncounted until the 6-pounder was built by Isildur. He's not lost that much infantry, so he's able to quickly counter with his manpower pool.
Yeah, I'm surprised Isildur didn't chase that one up there with the infantry section to give as much chance as possible. As he gets a stun round off on P4 though, this could be curtains for the P4.
Yeah,
this into the AT gun as opposed to away from it, but Von Lahr knows best sometimes. It's all
no munitions for a rifle nade
either. He does not pen with the AEC. This is a dead AEC.
Could it be a dead Panzer IV though, Ed? Could it be indeed? He's managed to decrew the Pak 40 in the nick of time. The heat grenade does not finish off the Panzer IV. VonIvan is madness or genius, depending on who you ask. But in this case, it certainly seems to be the latter. He was able to push on past with an ambling Panzer IV, and then he gets away.
Little play, as they would say in Dota 2. That was MLG there from VonIvan. Balls to the wall stuff. Chose to go in instead of out of the arc of the AT gun there, and yeah, fortune favours the brave sometimes, folks, in Code 2.
Certainly does. VonIvan did what you would least expect in that situation, and that's what's made him such an epic tournament player over the years. 5 Lee Enfield rifles find the sniper though, but he stuns them and gets away.
He's stabbing on Isildur as he bleeds out a lot of EPs and manpower, but the swag skills of VonIvan definitely on show here.
As he builds another sniper. Okay,
Another sniper.
This is just a troll game now.
It's. I tell you though, VonIvan
Von doesn't even want to win. He just
I mentioned this yesterday when he was against Aimstrong. VonIvan comes from a time when he was a B tier Co-1 player, right? He was a troll, part of the Experts clan, and his job was to have fun in the community. And he'd come up against these elite tournament players, and they'd all use double sniper against him, and he hated snipers. And it was a thing. It was a thing. Just trust me, the thing. Now we find VonIvan. 7 years later, he has gone full Co-1. Cheese, double sniper cheese.
Well, if VonIvan was ever B tier, then I don't think there's enough letters in the alphabet to know what tier we players.
No,
we
in
were.
Co-1 like 8 years ago, but it was, that was a long time ago. He's now a veteran tournament player, of course.
Yeah, Co-1, all about the campaign for me. Don't think I ever tried multiplayer until Co-2. But yeah, beautiful game. And here we got the next installment of Co-2 on a beautiful new map. Can't wait till all of these get into rotation. Made by K-Pen, of course.
There's Demare in chat, by the way, Co-1 tournament organizer to this day. He says snipers are capped at 2 for tournaments these days. They become such meta. So, well, if you ever think he doesn't know what he's on about at times, he sounds mad. I am mad, and sometimes I don't know what I'm on about, but sometimes I do. It's like Russian roulette with me. You never know when I'm going to strike.
Cast now. But yeah, I think the commandos, though, need to be a bit more utilized here from Isildur. He hasn't managed to get a wipe with them yet. And it's a very expensive unit to have to sat around all the time.
Talking of it, Ed, there's a nice nade for the Grenadiers to be met with, but a nice quick reaction by VonIvan. So you asked for it, and Isildur used them, but he still only has the 1 kill on the Blighters. Meanwhile, Panzer IV misses somehow at point-blank range. Gets a 6-pounder shot to the face for his
How
troubles.
does he physically shoot that low with the turret that
Oh,
big?
just I think they pushed the shell out of the cannon. It dropped due to gravity because it dropped below the cannon.
Oh god.
Told you
Kelly's
Coach
here
was
as roleplay. They're gonna load the paint shells next. But double sniper's still alive. Sniper of Isildur's still alive, so the counter snipe's still on. But having 2 versus 1 certainly favors VonIvan in that respect, but there's a hell of a lot of micro drain, and that's why I just fear, like, when VonIvan, he's best when he's just all-in pushing crazy rushes. When you've got 2 snipers, I don't know, maybe he can just bring them up the rear as he charges them with some Grens, but we'll have to see.
Von is exhibiting the lowest micro sniper meta ever. Do you know what he does? Is he control groups them, A moves them, then retreats them. It's not like he's going for some Love Nest-esque, like dives in and out, gets a stun round off. Oh, what an incredible! No, VonIvan's A moving them into battle, and then retreating them when they get shot at.
Yeah, but similarly on the other front, I feel Isildur's doing a bit of the same with the commandos. It's not quite
true.
Got the most worth out of them yet. I feel they're always better on the retreat path. Once the squad is in retreat and you're up to the lap of the gods, and with that bundle raid chuck on the retreat path, I think that's where they're best utilised. He has to force the retreat with another unit and then follow up with commandos, I feel.
Tell you what, that assault was in vain. It looks like the Royal Engineers die. Indeed they do. A little bit of bad preservation for Isildur there. And VonIvan's now pushing in. He gets rid of the 6-pounder. Panzer IVs are looking for this Cromwell. This could be a huge moment in the game. 6-pounder's dead, though. That's a really big loss for Isildur. He needed that.
I think it could be stolen by Von. He's got the safety of the Grens. Yep, they're very much going to get out of there. With the stolen weaponry, that is a huge pickup for Von there.
That was amazing. Do you know what he did? He kept the LMG Grenadier with the 1 model in, just there, just to get some DPS off on the Comet. Sorry, on the commandos before they retreated. I love that kind of stuff. It just shows such a higher level state of mind, you know, where you're willing to just use the 1 model to use the LMG.
Exactly. I think that summarizes this game in a nutshell. Just that few seconds of gameplay there. It's so cheeky from VonIvan. Like, at this level of tourney play against possibly the best player in the world at the moment on recent form, and you're pulling off maneuvers like this, it's really a good show from the NA's finest here.
What do you do against a towering behemoth who thinks he's king of the world? You walk up to him and you slap him in the face, and that's exactly what VonIvan's done here. But this sniper's about to be slapped. No, he stuns him. Then he gets another shot off. This guy's he's dominating today. Oh,
You're gonna lose the
so
sniping
much fun.
surely if you keep doing that, but
Enemy
yep.
is taking our
Well played
territory.
from Von, counts it perfectly. But one slight factor here is the VPs. It's so still in favor of Isildur. Von has to get a bit more done on that front as he tries to work now with the triple cap. I think you heard me. And double P4 at least requires another Pioneer. Get those fixie times up.
So somebody in chat's asking, how do you make the snipers shoot at different models? The only way is to actually wait for the first, from my understanding, is to wait for the first sniper to fire and stagger the other snipers. So you get them in a row, you A-move them, then you literally move one of them to make him off his rhythm. The first one fires, kills the guy, and then the second one fires, kills the second guy. You basically have to manually jigger them around, basically, is the best way to put it. There's no easy way.
Ready for bombing mission. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Hopefully I'm right. I'm sure one of the top level players in chat will, like, destroy me if I'm wrong.
Tumbleweed Gaming! Well, time will tell. But no AT gun here for Isildur. No manpower. It's going to be pretty rough if Von
Commandos.
decides to go for it. Finds the commandos hiding in the bush.
Oh, and that sniper as well. He's got a hard retreat path. There's not
He
enough
ignores the
damage.
sniper though. Good play there from Von. It's going to go
Not
straight
enough.
for the king unit of the comma, but it's unlucky with the P4 shot so far.
He is indeed. He wants something. He's got nothing. Those bunkers are in the way. He didn't have enough health damage on the Panzer IV for a heat grenade, so he's able to keep on pushing. Meanwhile, by the way, Tommies versus LMG Grens, and we do have, there it is, an anti-infantry strafe to help out, pinning Isildur's units and turning the map entirely red.
Great usage, sorry, there of the commander. 2 ticks for VonIvan, but he's going to finish off this infantry section. Surely the P4s can't miss this, and they do clean up on aisle 2. Down goes an infantry section for Isildur. He's just getting flat out outplayed. I mean, VonIvan sacrificed VP's early game, but definitely now as the crushing army power control. But he has lost one sniper, so
Yes.
that's why he brought 2.
Yeah, we didn't see that happen on camera. The Panzer IVs were taking our attention, but one of the snipers was able to die thanks to Isildur's presence of mind. So well played by him, I guess. Meanwhile, Panzer IVs rear their heads again, and look at the amount of fuel VonIvan has. 140. He has more than enough for a third Panzer IV at this rate.
Yeah, and that's why the commanders were so far forward with that infantry section. They were plucking off the sniper there, but he did lose an infantry section for that, so it's not too bad for VonIvan there. I think he'll accept that trade.
Certainly will. This will make him, of course, group leader. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is not a traditional single elimination tournament. This is a group-based tournament. VonIvan and Isildur have 2 other players to play. Next Saturday to decide who goes into the grand final as group leader.
Stuka strafe run
And
available.
those misses of the P4s might come back to rear their ugly head for VonIvan, as he could not finish off the game there and then killing the Cromwell. It was vital for Isildur to be able to stay in the game. That a few shots went his way there. This sniper's in trouble, as is the commandos. If VonIvan chooses to push this, but it's not really an if with this guy. He's going.
No! If possibility of push. That's VonIvan's algorithm. It's a sniper's now got a bad retreat path, but is it a bait for the 6-pounder? No, but everything survives anyway. Third Panzer IV on its way. That's a Panzerwolf by my count.
Yeah, and still just with one Pioneer though. Poor guy's gonna have to get their wrenches out all over the map until Von can afford his second Pioneer. As the AT gun might be able to get another shot off. Nope. That P4 gets very low.
Here we go. We've got a mortar cover from Isildur. This was slightly unexpected. The MG42 goes down. The original sniper's now up to 25 kills. Could actually be the apprentice sniper. I'm not sure, to be honest.
VonIvan though desperately needs that second Pioneers, if not to help repair everything, then just to be able to provide vision and recrew drop support weapons like that MG42. But you gotta say, strong advantage here for Von, but Isildur, quite the comeback king. We've seen him do it before.
And he has the form as well. He has that terrifying endurance and mechanical capability that he can really make anything happen. We've got people in chat, by the way. A lot of people have been watching VonIvan over the years. Fantastic streamer of so many years gone by, so many hours, and people are saying it's the VonIvan of old. You can't disagree with that. This is that terrifying VonIvan that has a winning record against Lovenest, for example. And he's going for an Ostwind next. Triple Panzer IV Ostwind. Ed, that seems pretty much unbeatable. What are you going to do against that?
The reluctance of making another Pioneer is strong in this one. But I think this is just the all-in death push. Big blobus of armor, that VonIvan wants in his army set up here. And yeah, he's got the pop cap for it, so why not? And I do feel he's a ticking time bomb against Isildur, and he wants to close this game off early before Isildur respawn.
Just tank strafe the 6-pounder. What's that about?
I think that's about a misclick. He wanted the anti-infantry, but he's like, the hell with it, there might be a tank there as well.
Oh, Cromwell pushes in, Panzer IV backs away. Meanwhile, the Faust threatens and keeps it at bay. We've got assault used again, and the commandos and Royal Engineers with the infantry sections all make their way forward. They're a perfect rifle nade target.
VonIvan does get the anti-infantry strafe off. It keeps the MT-42 crew alive. Flak Panzer now can clean up on the way home if he chooses to push in. But no immediate follow-up there from VonIvan. Perhaps that was the time. AT gun crew hella low, Matt.
Hella dead.
Oh, there we go.
And the sniper nearly dies as well, gets held up by the AT gun itself. Oh my, a line of pixels there, keeping its fate, and the Panzers smell blood. Here it comes. Oh, indeed it does, as the Cromwell backs away, ice skating around. Panzer IV finds its rear, blocks it in, rear armor hit, and penetrated. Meanwhile, infantry section dies. I'm sure Isildur's typing to him in chat. We just can't see it because this game is all but over.
Sure, blame it on your ISP. P4 just needs one more hit on this elusive Cromwell. It does survive, but I do believe VonIvan can sit on VPs now. It is his game to win.
Sniper dies as well, Ed, to the hull gunner of the Panzer IV, and a crush from the Ostwind. What a game by VonIvan this has been! It's so unexpected, but expect the unexpected when it comes to VonIvan, and he's given us a masterclass in surprise tactics here, as this infantry section is being obliterated by Luftwaffe's finest.
Imagine base camping the #1 player in the world at the moment. VonIvan is flying. We saw yesterday he was in form, and today definitely still keeping that going. It's been a masterclass of Austria here with an unexpected commander. Beautiful usage on this map.
I'm really sorry to say, guys, but VonIvan's second sniper has died of chlamydia. He has some extracurricular activities. We gave him some rest and recuperation. We're all out of penicillin, and he did pass away sadly during that last battle. So F in chat, please. F in chat.
They had a great time on R&R in Paris. And there's a few extra little baby snipers coming along to replace him.
Here we go, he's doing a reconnaissance on the base. He wants to find out what's out there. It's a Cromwell destroying his own base nearly there. And here comes the Panzerwagons.
Absolute armoured train of VonIvan destruction here as he looks to take out the final unit. I'm surprised this has stayed in this game this long. He hasn't been capping any VPs, so it's just sheer defiance from the Brit at the moment. But yeah, just a masterful show from VonIvan here.
Fight them in the base sector. Fight them in the base sectors. Never surrender. Well, in this case, he probably should surrender. 37, ticking down to nothing. We're going to have an annihilation victory if he's not careful, which would be pretty awesome, actually.
I think it's the old Error 404 surrender button not found. And I like how he's trying to camo in his own base.
Well, these commandos...
He's just gone for a couple of jetties.
These commandos are going to launch a counter-attack, Ed. You watch.
Just waiting for that one model. One there, one disabled, one steady.
He smokes it out. 420 blazing it back in the base right now.
Previously on Escape from Base.
Oh, he's been found. Oh, that's brutal. He's found him. Oh, he
Hollywood
survived.
heroes. Yes, he lives. He never died.
Oh my god.
Tom Hardy, what a guy. Jeez.
And we're back. What a game that was. It's worthy of a clip by Ishtari, so you know it was good.
Yeah. I think Von just channeled all his RNGs there, rushed it all in, risked it all, and the mega risky commander choice paid off big time there. And yeah, we've seen a new commander win as Austin. What can't the faction do this patch, man? It's amazing. And the plucky Brits, managed by Isildur, was defiant to the end there, but he never seemed to ahead in any point. I think losing the UC and then the AEC takedown, the glorious play from VonIvan when he only had one P4 was what tipped the balance there, and stealing the AT gun just, I think, sealed the deal. But yeah, that's probably, I've got to call it now, the best I've ever seen VonIvan play in a tourney, like any game.
Yeah, it
he
reminds
made
me.
Isildur look like, I don't know, like me in charge or something of the units. It was so one-sided.
It reminds me of the VonIvan of 2018 when he was going into GCS2 and he was like playing like the top player in the world. He just had that swagger about him in this game. It's really cool to watch. And I mean, the commander usage, I just think it was enough to throw Isildur off his game. But that was just classic VonIvan Wehrmacht about the Panzer IV rush, playing really well with it. And just dominating, basically. So just GG, well played to him. I do have the stats on screen if anybody cares to look. I mean, I think this game is worthy of looking at. That really good KD, of course, after that push from VonIvan. But you just saw after the 19th minute, Ed, when those Panzers started...
I just saw the KD before he slipped over. That looked like Soviet gaming there. But no, it was the Brit faction. And I think that's the power of the sniper. VonIvan utilizing sniper well. I know you're giving him a hard time on it, but it worked.
Well, I looked at that already.
effective.
Actually, his sniper usage was less efficient than Isildur's. But I'm not. I think he used the sniper as well. I mean, he had 300% and Isildur had 467%. So as I will maintain, I don't think VonIvan is a classic sniper player, and that's the point I'm trying to make. So when he plays with snipers, he's using them as a distraction technique. It's almost like a nuisance. It's not his main manpower killing. That's going to be the Panzer IVs. Everything builds towards getting that Panzer IV out, but the sniper helps get him there, and especially on a map like Bocage with the open channels, it really helps his game. And credit to
I
him.
don't think it's a straight drag race in efficiency because the Brit snipers just won, and Von was using 2 snipers, so they're never going to get as much efficiency score as Isildur's lone sniper. But what made it work was just the cheeky plays. How many stun rounds did we see to survive and cause Isildur to chase down a unit or get out of position? That's how Von used the snipers so well.
Well, the efficiency is a straight race because it takes into account the build cost. So the one sniper.
No, but I mean in terms of his playment of how he used those units.
Yeah, that was my point, wasn't it? He used it as a nuisance, didn't he?
Did work on just pulling Isildur out of position, and he was raging around the corners trying to get those wipes. Credit to him, he was playing very well with his engineers and infantry sections very early on, but I just feel once VonIvan took out those pesky little light vehicles of the Brits, then yeah, it was game over.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about how VonIvan played it and how he got into Isildur's head there and made him not play his game. He played VonIvan's game, and that's not what you want to do. So let's check if game 2 is on its way.
Yeah, same map, flip reverse it on the old factions. Although, yeah, will VonIvan go Brits on this map or keep his USF train a chugging? Has been quite the juggernaut at the moment. I don't think we've seen him lose a game as mechanized yet. So, yeah, he's got that going for him. And yeah, we could see Isildur losing the best of 3 series if he doesn't pick his game up on the next one. Which would have been quite the upset, I'm sure, of the fans watching in chat. Pretty sure they would have had Isildur down to win it.
A lot of people in chat trying to make equivocations about the balance of the game, etc. What you must remember is Bocage is an open map, which means everything's slightly different on an open map. You mean LMG Grenadiers are pretty powerful. I mean, I would say that LMG Grenadiers pound for pound are underpowered in the game, but on an open map like Bocage, they become powerful. So what I'm saying is you can't just take one game and base your opinions off it. You have to be a little bit more nuanced than that. Sent Ed an invite. We've got the second game on its way. And we're going to just go over to quick break screen so we can rest our voices.
Yep.
We'll be straight back in with game.
I was so excited with that game, I need to let out a little wee. So that was a really good
like
game.
A puppy, I like it. Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't afford an colostomy bag, so I have to do this. Be right back, folks.
That's right, you can now dispatch WC51 trucks because VonIvan has gone mechanized company for the last time in this tournament, because this is Commander Terminator rules, baby. You can only use a commander once, and that's it. And look, at the vast emptiness of Bocage, because that is what is in Isildur's soul right now, as he got manhandled and demolished in Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. VonIvan was not just in fine form, he was in winning form. And it's his USF versus Isildur's OKW with First Sturm Doctrine, Special Ops, and possibly Elite Armoured. Ed, what do you got to do as Isildur to make this work?
Well, he has locked in OKW, so he must have a very cunning plan, my lord. It might evolve around Command Panther and lightly jogging all over the map with the abilities that Special Operations Commander provides. I do think it's a good map for it, but Helping Hands caps himself with the Stampires at the start. Bit of nerves maybe there for Isildur after that crushing Game 1. This was the VonIvan show, I think. But yeah, I think OKW suit up pretty well against USF. So it's going to be fast and mobile, hopefully, from Isildur, his tactics this game.
Well, he got caught off guard in that previous game. He expected a nice, slow-paced game of perfect infantry engagements, and VonIvan gave him madness, chaos, and ultimate destruction. And that's what Loveness used to find in those old games from the ESL era, etc. And that's the VonIvan of old, basically. Taking that code classic style and demolishing it. Stone Pioneers bleed some attrition there. Folks Grenadiers left standing in the crater as the Riflemen tag in for their buddies. We have both fuels in hands of the respective players as more Folks Grenadiers pour in.
Yeah, rather like the Sun Tzu of old saying, you expect one of two things from the opponent, VonIvan, and you always do the third. But yeah, I don't think he'd be a very good actor, though, because he loves tearing up the script, and he definitely proved that in Game 1. However, Game 2, he's on his favoured USF doctrine. There will be no... Weirdly, we've never seen WC-51 from VonIvan since this patch. It's kind of been phased out, and he just loves the Cav Rifleman and the aggression that unit allows him to bestow upon his enemy.
This rear echelon is pretending it's a bush, which is an excellent disguise.
Ability ready for deployment.
Winners of the Roleplay 2021 edition.
Lieutenant's on its way. He was thinking of a 50 cal, but he goes for a cavalry rifleman instead. Fair enough. He feels on the front foot, Ed Wood, and he doesn't want to take a step back.
First time you called me by my full first name ever. What else is on the bingo card today?
Ed not having the map for the cast, so watching through Twitch.
Tick, done. Scammed by K-Pen. He is reliable though, at least. As we see a 4 Volk added for Isildur. 4 Volk gang in chat. Let's go. I do always think it's a big cruncher between 3 and 4 Volk's decision. But it's just gone for that mass infantry selection here. Against VonIvan, it's a pretty good idea. You know there's going to be extra squads with the lieutenant and potentially captain later, so it does put you in good stead for the mid game. Whereas VonIvan now, sorry, yeah.
It makes you know what you're up against when you see a 4 Folks Grenadier. You know you're going to see a flak half truck, and of course the base healing. So it kind of puts VonIvan at ease. He knows what he's up against now if he realises there's 4 of them. Cavalry Rifleman doing work with those Thompsons. Lieutenant forced away, however. Classic VonIvan style. He stays for a little while too long and suffers a bit of health damage because of it.
Yeah, risky a bit with the Lieutenant, but kind of knew his retreat path was okay there. Just 1 Volk on the retreat. But already we're seeing the Cav Rifleman put to good use. I feel if there was one criticism of Isildur in the previous game, his commandos were a bit underutilized and not very effective in this getting some much needed squad wipes on VonIvan. And VonIvan now instead going for the Cav Rifleman, big push with his rifles, and desperately needs some healing though as he looks forwards into the mid game, simp towards the Stuart.
Somebody in chat doubted that he would go for the battle group headquarters, so I was just saying hi to them, you know. I have watched a lot of the tournament play over the years. I'm not a very good player, but I do see
Remember
patterns.
when streamers and casters were always correct? Because I don't. But I'm sure they were good times. But yeah,
Nice.
chat are always right.
Apparently so. Anyway, Folks Grenadiers are actually doing a really good job of keeping fuel possession here. He's gotten the eastern fuel. He may have been dispelled from the north, though. Nice incendiary nade and run from Isildur as the cavalry riflemen push in.
Oh, you've created a soy storm now, Matt. What have you done? In chat, but as we look back to the game, focus on Isildur. He has got quite a plushy manpower build up here, so he could go into an infantry support gun, MG34s or flak half-track. But yeah, he's just holding the manpower at the moment. Have to wait and see. And it is the flak half-track map. Called it.
Yeah, you can of course go mechanized. It's not always the case, but at this level you do tend to see 4 folks into the flak, and that's what we are seeing here. Isildur's going for crowd control, and VonIvan's going to be left wondering how he counters it with a Stuart. With the Faust blanket around it, it will be able to sit on the points. Stuart should be pretty viable though still, shouldn't he, Ed? He'd be able to work around the sides. And knowing VonIvan, he'll just get super aggressive and try and go through the smoke and finish it off. What do you think?
I just think the alliteration of the flimsy flak half-track is really... it's on a knife edge how well you're going to use it. He does need the Raketten up behind as support, because Stuart would have a field day 1v1 against that very weak unit. But the suppression platforms there, I'd like to see the Raketten into now 2 MG34s from Isildur really shore up his position. Meanwhile, on VonIvan's front, he is finally getting that ambulance. I understand the push towards getting the Stuart out first, but now he will get that beautiful Marvin Gaye healing at his base.
The lieutenant, by the way, teched the bazooka as the Stuart came out, so it's clear to me that he's going to try and go frontal force, try and go around one of these hedgerows, by the way. Hedgerows changed a lot in Bokage's history. K-Pen worked with a lot of people to try and figure out the best configuration. I really feel like they do break up the open space quite well now. So maybe the lieutenant, the cav rifleman, Stuart can tackle Isildur's forces. We'll have to wait and see. We do have a Rakettenwerfer, though, coming to help out.
Yep, and crucially, Isildur managed to get a snare off on the Stuart, so that big, impactful first minute on the playing field, it's just been massively halted there with that early Faust from Isildur coming blind round the corner of Volks. Very good play. And it just stifles VonIvan's power creep at that minute. Has to go fixie-fixie now.
VonIvan's rhythm has been taken off guard as well, of course. He always needs that early fuel control, VonIvan, I find. Because his infantry play is obviously good, but it's not quite at Isildur's level. So if he's left just with the Stuart for too long and no 110 fuel Sherman to back him up, it's not going to be quite as effective. We're going to see a much longer game this time, Ed, if he's to win.
Yeah, I feel, well, we just saw a glimpse of OKW with Koz earlier against Deven, but I do feel Isildur was almost, I don't know, tailor-made for the OKW faction. It's a bit like Asian, but he does play very well. I've seen a lot of his streams in 1v1 laddering, and yeah, I don't think it would be as stompy as game 1 at all for VonIvan.
Seemingly not. And there we go. The Rakettenwerfer is going to team up with the flak half-track to make sure the Stuart is impotent. And that's what I feared for VonIvan. He's not going to be able to break through that hard front. Meanwhile, Folks Grenadiers have the Sturmgewehrs. They're hunting down the lieutenant, keeping fuel control for Isildur. And it's a real difficult one to play as United States forces. If you're going to try and be mobile, you're going to want these 50 cals, possibly 2 of them. You're going to want to build from there. It's also a map, Ed, that, you know, you might want to see a pack howitzer on, in all honesty. Definitely captain-orientated map. What would you say?
Yeah, especially he's going to need the AT guns later on, so could be a good call, but I just think he's got to get pumping up the left-hand flank with some cav riflemen, causing the flak half-track to think twice every time it moves forward on its retreat path to get a satchel. And VonIvan, I believe his strength lies on utilising the cav rifleman with Stuart in a A good encirclement push as he does get a snare off onto the flak half track, but no follow-up. And yeah, Pakawi would be great, but I think it'd just be quite hard to defend with all these snaky lanes and blind corners map. Isildur might be able to take full advantage of that.
Knowing VonIvan, to be honest, Ed, I was only suggesting that in general, I suppose. He would never really try and go for the attritional indirect fire meta. VonIvan now is in for the long haul, Ed. He's missed his opportunity, that classic VonIvan push and kill opportunity. He's now biding his time. He wants to get a Sherman out, get another Sherman out, and keep building an armada of tanks. It's just going to take him that much longer, basically. So we're in for the long haul on this game. So you have time to go grab a beer from the fridge, or whatever it is you need, because this is going to be a proper struggle.
And it does seem like it's going to be a command pamphlet choice for Isildur, unless he goes full mentalist at Firestorm and real turn of affairs. But a bit concerned about VonIvan's VPs at the moment. He is getting a bit too chilled on that front, so finally he switches his focus up to getting them under control a bit. As Isildur, again, just like in game 1, gets a good VP lead, but this time his whole different army kind of set up in composition, so yeah, it's whether Isildur can really nail down now 2 VPs with that flak half track and an MG34 suppression platform, and I'm sure he's going to get his Schwerpanzer up and built ready right now.
Looks like he's going to protect his fuel with it, perhaps. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You're quite protected behind this formation, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a long old hike up to the top of the map with an AT guns as well, so pretty well future-proofed for Isildur there.
The interesting thing is it's actually not that far to the top of the map, Ed. It's like a perspective issue. Do you know how the map's skewed, like a 45-degree angle?
It looks huge on the minimap, but
if you do this, it's actually, your base is right there, right? So you're actually reasonably far, but that's the issue with Company of Heroes maps and perspective. And obviously A is a big proponent of West versus East maps. I'd much prefer to see them because it stops that weird psychological thing going on.
Yeah, if only I had that somewhere else in my life with the small and large perspective difference.
You just need that on recording, Ed. Get it on a cassette recording and play it whenever you need it. You know, it's just a perspective issue. Stuart hits Rakettenwerfer shot and goes north. It seems Lieutenant's going that way as well. This tract has been very well used by the Stern Pioneer.
Yeah, as you see, Flak After hasn't been able to get much done, probably due to getting snared earlier on. But we see a good flank here from Isildur, utilization of the flame grenade, but oh no, oh Von, please don't. Nearly just sacrifices his MG squad to the firing pits of Mordor, but thinks better of it and finally retreats.
Flak half track's just doing crowd control. It only has the 1 kill, but that does not tell the tale of its usefulness. It's been able to just sit on these points and weather the storm for Isildur as he accumulates fuel, and of course he's got his Schwer out now, and he hasn't actually got Panzer authorization for 30 fuel, so he's a bit away from a medium tank, 100 fuel away in certain.
They've divvied up the costs difference on the Schwerpanzer then for this patch. Has been changed quite a lot over the couple of years. Remember when this was the flat pack German-style construction house where it's fully ready to go as soon as you build it?
Now it's like IKEA, you have to assemble it bit by bit, you know. You get your Allen key for 30 fuel and your instructions, you have to download them off the internet, and then you can build your very own flak half track. Meanwhile, Rakettenwerfer's been bypassed, but there's 2 of them! Stuart needs to watch out! Watch out for the overshot, Stuart! Ooh. That could have been very different indeed. Let's have a look in the north as the 50 cals pushing in. They're going to be flacked in the face, though. And that's that fuel that's never going to be touched again.
The IKEA Schwerpanzer headquarters, made in Vietnam.
The MG34's well set up there, which is going to stop VonIvan pushing. But the Major's been able to get to this sandbag sandwich. Or sandbagwich, actually, is probably the best term for it.
Yep, no Mayo in the mid there for the general. He needs to get out of there, just the major. Such a squishy unit. Can go from 3 models to nothing in an instant, especially with the SDGs, and I think Isildur's going to follow up on it.
Major with a majorly lucky escape there.
No,
Just
not born in Yemen for the... Oh, that was unlucky. Could have got the headshot at max 100 meter range, but no dice. VonIvan a bit unlucky there.
Yeah, indeed. I've not seen any mines in this series yet, and Stern Pioneers have 60 munitions to play with. There we go, the smoke bombs constantly being used.
Yeah, I just think such as the pressure exerted by VonIvan on his opponents, you get very little time just to have that, you know, little breather and chance to put your mines up. But Isildur now crucially has SDGs on all his Volks, so it is a no-brainer now to start mining up.
A second MG34, so 2 MGs, 4 STG squads, and a flak-off track. That's going to be a hard front for VonIvan to go up against. You know, it's the kind
tried
of
and tested build of old, double wicket and double MGs, okie dubs, and you're pretty much set now. All you need is some tonks.
I don't fancy VonIvan's strategy against this. I really think he should have gone for indirect fire or something, because as soon as he found himself not in the lead, Ed, he was always going to be up against it. And on a map like this, against an Axis player with this many support weapons all set up in a pretty little row, soon to be anyway at least, it's going to be difficult to push past. And I know VonIvan's the best aggressive pusher in Company of Heroes history. I don't deny that for a second, but look at this bait! Oh, Stuart's very, very dead.
The corner now. And
no,
that's a vet
road bonus maybe?
Got the had the fire rate, but not the targeting. And wow, VonIvan gets away there, takes out a Volk as well. And as the second one may go down, just skips away from the Cav Rifleman there. That was great play from VonIvan to focus on something else that wasn't going as bad and make sure that turned out good. So yeah, Isildur -1 and VonIvan very fortunate to keep the Stuart alive there.
Look at that stun and gun there from the Stern Pioneers, closing the distance with the stun grenade. Very cool, and some good headshots on retreat there. But the big news, of course, recently with the Folks Grenadier dead, that is a rare squad loss for the world's #1 player. As VonIvan has a thing or two to say about that, seemingly. Let's have a look at his fuel count as well. Of course, he doesn't have any He doesn't have any doctrinal vehicles. No, he does. Sorry, he has the 76mm. My bad. Probably going to go for that. There we go.
Yeah, with smoke. So I know he doesn't have any indirect, but he does have a smoke canisters on his Shermans. They will help for those all-in GG pushes, I think, for him later in the game. So you see some major artillery just scatter the fields of Bocage.
Trying to play echolocation there. You try and guess where they're going to land using your ears. You can kind of do it. Left channel, right channel. It's a fun game, Ed. Tell you, it's much more fun than playing Company Heroes 2 competitively, at least, anyway.
Everyone's gangster until they start echolocating shots. But risky.
And of course, this is K-Pen's homage to his first 3 girlfriends here. Put them in a map as...
Assuming there's sexuality there, mate.
Bestiality.
Moving on. And I was told, I thought I was the muted one.
Apparently, K-Pen's now going to take his the AE symbol out of the map now. He's hard at work deleting it immediately.
Got some Pepe angry face on whilst he deletes it. But yeah, back to the game. Isildur has got his P4 out now, Matt. With double MG, as you said earlier. And the flak half-track still in tow. It's going to be tough for VonIvan to break this collection down, but a great first shot there from the Sherman.
Yeah, it was lovely, and it's traversing its turret soon. It's actually going to prioritise vehicle mode. We've got smoke on the Raketenwerfer. What else do we see? Panzer IVs on the west side. And he's decrewed the 50 cal. So yeah, it's a bit of a moot push there. He's going to get it forced away for the time being. Victory points remain in Isildur's control.
Yeah, still strong old build order from Isildur. He didn't really get his Panzer IV utilised on the Sherman there. I know he wanted that 50 cal decrewed, but I feel like a bit of target prioritisation was needed there, and he could have flanked south and started really bullying that Sherman. But it wasn't to be. VonIvan again gets away with his armor alive. It's only so many times I think that's going to happen, Matt, until surely the law of averages starts playing back in favor of Isildur.
You know what this map reminds me of, Ed? It's... Oh! Lieutenants are dying. I must keep an eye on that. But you know when the snow first falls and it's really pretty, and then 2 weeks later you go into school and it's all sludgy, and it's just like awful looking? That's what this map looks like, because the war ravages the snow, the tracks churn it up.
Black ice all on the roads.
And then it's black ice on the roads. Everybody's just sliding around.
It's good for Christmas cards and snow, but
Not
if it stays around for too long, start getting that dreary Finnish nights feel. But yep, MG34 though meanwhile holding out strong.
Ooh, Flak's in trouble, Ed. Flak's in trouble thanks to 76. Does he go forward with the attack ground? He's tracking it. Can he get it? Oh, he misses just about there. Panzer IV's not been able to penetrate that thick boy. And we've had a Faust go in, yes, but it was too little too late. And VonIvan's now pushed up. Let's check out the TAC map and see that VonIvan has all 3 victory points under his control in this messy confrontation.
Yeah, I mean, just shaboom, reversing into battle as the Sherman now. Moonwalking to victory, but rear armor showing this is so crazy from VonIvan, but he tried desperately to put it off. Does hit the flag
Oh! Double Rakettenwerfers through the hedgerow! Oh!
Too much risk, too soon. I do think he could have held out until he had a couple of Shermans maybe to pull maneuvers like that, but finally punished by Isildur. Did get a triple cap off though, so...
mate, a triple cap is a small consolation prize when you've lost the crowning glory of your army. I think VonIvan got too greedy there, and he just stuck around for too long. He should have figured out that the Rakettenwerfers were lurking, and he paid the price. Meanwhile, Major's just trying to keep Isildur off balance and getting towards these victory points. Stuart's, going to get met by Rakettenwerfer fire yet again.
He was so close to that shoe mine though. And
he's going for the flak! Well. This madman, he goes past it! Gets the flak half track down! VonIvan, what a play, but he rolls over the shoe mine! Will he pay the ultimate price, or will this wall save him? He can't get there, and instead dies.
Oh, some hashtag worths in chat. At least he takes down the flak half track. But he dodged 2 mines on the way in there. Isildur must be rated about that. But yeah, fortune favours the brave again for VonIvan. What a trade. I know it's not a great one, but still a trade nonetheless. And that's his style of play, folks.
Look at the fuel count. So VonIvan has enough fuel to, yes, rebuild his tank. But Isildur has enough fuel to build a second tank. So that's the difference right now. The victory points is still competitive. The infantry combat's there or thereabouts, but the tank battle's been won by the Englishmen at this point in time.
Yeah, I think Isildur's in his comfort zone here with his build order and his OKW, but VonIvan's very much just rocking the boat, trying to unsettle his opponent any which way. Doing crazy maneuvers with the Sherman earlier and then the Stuart then. I think this is just VonIvan in peak condition of absolute YOLO.
Yeah, exactly. You only live once, as the Instagram adage says, as we're there cruising down the highway with our girlfriends going to the mall. We only live once indeed, and
so edgy, so adventurous. I said, I never Louis Vuitton bag.
Panzer IV with its 18 kills, soon to be joined by a second. But the difference, I think Von Asten, of course, a top 10 player in the world, says that VonIvan does not have an M1 AT gun. You can't disagree with that. This map is so tailor-made for support weapons. And Isildur has those 2 Rakettenwerfers, both with Veterancy 2, the 2 MGs. He's just got a better prepared position.
Yeah, now we're seeing those highly vetted folks starting to do some mega work on the infantry and support weapons of VonIvan. It's going to be rough the longer it goes on here. OKW seems to go from strength to strength with the extra veterancy capabilities to getting to Vet 5 on their units as opposed to any other faction in the game. But VonIvan's hanging on. He's triple capped against, but leave second Sherman. Has he got the second Sherman out? Or
no, mate. As I say, he's not got the fuel, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just the one, and that's the difference right now.
I just saw tank crews, and whenever I see tank crews, and I always think some crazy pop cap is just going to spring right back to the USF, but it is only one.
It's driving me crazy, this game is, because for me, VonIvan played Bocage, an open map, in game 1 beautifully with that double sniper, LMG Grenadiers, and even close air support wasn't a bad pick, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he's not playing the map this time round, Ed. He's throwing his full weight into a brick wall, and it's just not going to work.
I think it's very result biased, though. We have to think, like, a couple of his crazy maneuvers, if those risks pull off, he drives away in a different, with his Steward and doesn't hit the mine, or if his P4, he takes out the P4 with that killing blow of the Sherman instead of bouncing, you know, then you're looking at a very different game. So I just think this is the very go big or go home nature of VonIvan. Game 1, it worked out beautifully for him, and he's still tried the MLG plays of this game. It just hasn't been as hasn't been the luck for him, and he was getting very lucky early on in the game, so it's caught up to him now. And double P4 for Isildur. Looks like he's full ready to just slam the door shut on this game.
VonIvan's getting a tiny bit desperate as well with the major artillery. A very telegraphed dodge for Isildur. I mean, even I could hear it coming a mile away, and there's not much else going on elsewhere in the battlefield. Saying that though, he is getting closer on his fuel count. He needs those 2 Sherman 76s to make his mobile assault work. But all the while, Isildur's support weapons are gaining veterancy, as are his core 4 Grenadiers.
Yeah, and we have to mention similarly, Isildur has been so steady and sturdy with his performance this game as well. I think he really did pick it up when he got into his beloved OKW faction. Hasn't even got a commander yet, Matt. This is pretty swag. So it's just utilising good old build orders and lovely army composition.
Yeah. It's the brutal mercenary sense of Isildur, the guy that just has been rampaging the tournament scene recently. What's the most fun way to utilise Commander Terminator, Edge? You know that way we get the players to use more variety? Don't use commanders!
Eliminate all commanders from existence.
Save them all for the grand final.
I mean, I would have thought it would have been Command Panther, but didn't need it so far.
He would be raging if he lost this game, though. He has played it very well. If VonIvan somehow pulls it out the bag,
Getting a bit of Captain Price-esque USF gameplay here. Just pushing forward with bazookas. As the Panzer IV is pushed away and going to have to go back for repairs. The bazooka squads have done their job, it seems. Meanwhile, 50 Cal's gained veterancy 2, and the Sherman's being... Well, sorry, the mobile smoke launcher is being repaired.
Yep, as VonIvan is tiptoeing his way to the next Sherman, so potentially Wayne's World style on the street hockey game back on soon, I think, as he does manage to get 1 VP to stem that triple cap bleed. But it's pretty desperate times here for Von. Like, as soon as he gets a second vehicle, he has to roll the dice and go all in.
Have you got any mines on the go, Ed? Can you see any Isildur mines that'll stop a VonIvan
I can in the mid. Yeah, right next to the right of the mid VP is a dirty little shoe mine. Just south of your screen there. There you go, on the crossroads.
That's aggressive,
pretty
actually.
sneaky. Yeah, and it's very well hidden, even if you reveal it, I think, on this map, due to the colouring of the road. So extra sneaky there from Isildur, but not many other mines. It's just going to be straight up, can Isildur close out this game now, just remain calm in the absolute hurricane of VonIvan. It's going to be ensuing with a second Sherman in the build, so this is it now for VonIvan. This is his chance.
This is his moment. This is his perfect moment.
On Bocage. But Cav Rifle and all of the infantry, for that matter, are back at base, and that's going to be a lot of manpower to rebuild the Empire before he can storm back out at Isildur.
So, 2 Sherman 76mm. He's going to have to use the major for artillery. He needs Sherman smoke as well. He actually needs more munitions than he has, basically, in order to make this push work for my money. But he's going to go for it anyway. He's got the bazookas pushing in. Where's everything else? Look, he's got loads of riflemen in base, so he can't do it, Ed, for my money. He's only got 24 victory points left. These 2 victory points aren't going to get taken. it looks like the game is over from my point.
And that's why double MG for OKW is so useful. He's got one in the mid and one up north, and you see both of those VPs not capped at the moment from VonIvan. It's just doing so much work for Isildur as he takes out the 50 cal, so he's got an MG for each VP if he wants it.
Here they come regardless.
Rolling the dice again, here we go.
He knows no other way. He smokes in, he looks for that rear armour of the Panzer IV. Rakettenwerfer is firing through the smoke, gets the kill on the Sherman. It's an eye for an eye out there. Let's check out the victory point situation. Looks like he's managed to push one Focus Grenadier off, but one isn't enough. He's losing the southern victory point whilst all of this goes on. Meanwhile, the Sherman's gone north. Gets Fausted. Yep, it was delayed, but the Rakettenwerfer gets a shot in as well. Oh, he's gone north as well. He now needs to focus his MG, perhaps. Or do something.
Smoke will clear it out, but not enough time. Here we are going for game 3, though, folks, on a new old map. GG, well played to Isildur. 1-1.
So there we go. We've had some news of spoilers and what's it called? Upset victories, apparently. I mean, I don't know about that. All 8 players in the finals are pretty damn good. So let's... Oh, really? Use M246 got through to Group 9. That's exciting. Let's go check this out. Oh, hey, he beat
Chinese
Von
Powerhouse
Asten.
got through. Yeah. I
2-1.
told you he's very good when I had my little 6-minute auto match experience against him. I could tell he was definitely on the highest level. And,
oh my lord, look at that as well, Ed. We've got Seeking and Asher won their first games against Nagano and Devem. They are group leaders right now. Seeking's win was 2-0 against Nagano, and Devem lost in the ace game decider. So, yeah, we're heading to an ace game. And it looks like we've got some excellent action elsewhere. Let's go see what's happening with Use M246 versus Love Nest. See if, yep, Ricky Rifle's got that one. Your boy.
It's your boy here. Slick Rick. Always up with a trick.
Let's listen to this. He's just calling what happened for us.
That was the problem. And then you can force away those AT guns and the KV-1 T-34s with your...
Quite a screenshot there of destruction in
yeah.
as a KT takes on the KV-1.
So,
feels good in that game.
Use M246 has beaten Love Nest in the first game there as Soviets. So that's been cast over on Ricky's channel.
Yeah, that's from...
Great stuff.
So Use M246 is on the Warpath, a new tournament name for you to learn about there.
A few wins that I just saw in the back briefly was Huvan Bartertown as well. He's been picking up some good wins.
Yeah, sadly he's out of the tournament.
He took a game off, was it Use or... Yeah, is he out? Damn.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good.
Just the
2-0 against Bulat.
Yeah, just the winners of the groups went through it. The Bulat game, that's a fake game. That didn't happen. Bulat didn't show up today.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Well, at least he won his fake game. But yeah, Seeking on form as well. All that practice recently playing off. So that's good to know. And yeah, everybody just so easily can beat someone else now, Matt. It's no longer as just like the 1, 2, 3 just dominate everybody else. Like I was saying earlier, top 15, everybody. It's scary times. There's no easy gimmies anymore.
Certainly not. We have 1,000 viewers, and the thing we have to thank.
Sit on VPs now.
What is that
game to win?
Sniper dies as well as
sorry, it's
to
your
the
co-cast.
the
Pipes up
and a crush from the Ostwind. What a game by VonIvan this has been. It's so unexpected, but expect the unexpected when it comes to VonIvan, and he's given us a masterclass in surprise tactics here. There's this infantry section's being... Oh god, I don't know how that happened, guys. Somehow our cast popped up in Google Chrome for me and started playing. My next point was going to be that... What was I going to say, Ed? Oh yeah, big thanks. I had 1,000 viewers at some points in that cast. Big thanks to everybody. $10,000 have been donated through the Patreon.com Master League system. Every single penny has gone to these prize pools that you're seeing. So if you're watching this and you're not a patron, it all goes into tournaments. We've proven that. We've put on 4 big tournaments this so far. We're also putting money into Angry Dutchman's tournaments, and we will be having affiliate events coming up. We've had bids from the TR clan, from the Angry Bears clan, and we've had more bids coming. And then later this year, we've got some really cool tournaments lined up for you. It's a tournament that I'm particularly excited about is a live tournament that I won't even dare utter the letters of quite yet, but you can guess what I'm referring to. That will be happening in a Central European country later this year, hopefully. Big shout out to Coolio, who's helping to organise that. And then, of course, I'll probably just announce this now, actually. We're going to have a Master League Finals tournament, which will be a big, long-form event where... like, you see a stage every weekend, every Saturday for like 4 or 5 weeks. So you're going to have 2 types of tournaments from the Master League proper. Ed's putting his Kevlar on in preparation. But we're going to have 2 big tournaments from Master League proper later this year. And then a lot of affiliate events as well. So make sure you become a patron of the Master League. $5 a month really does help out. So get at it.
Alright, Isek, Chad, cosplay, let's go. Fully ready for VonIvan and USA #1, hopefully in Game 3, but that's just my biased fanboy speaking. I'm sure Isildur will give him a lot of problems, as he did in Game 2 of the most recent series we've just casted, Matt. And we change map, don't we?
We do indeed. We will be on... I should have told you the map, shouldn't I? Have you spec'd out yourself, or... map's going to be Faymanville Winter.
Oof.
Let's
Okay.
give you a link.
Hopefully it's friendlier to me than Bocage Winter was.
Yeah, you go try and get that, mate, and see if you can jump in into a game in chat. I'll tell you what.
Oh, Nico, I don't need a backpack. I just take a backpack.
What we'll do
is
I'll invite you to. What we'll do is I'll invite you to a game with me, and then hopefully you've got it, haven't you?
Oh, hang on. No, it's fine. One sec. Workshop.
Okay. We've got a few ways to go at it, guys. We're going to make sure we have the map installed this time for Faymanville Winter. It's going to be the deciding ace game. VonIvan versus Isildur. We'll be right back in 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you and goodbye. Hello there, and welcome to the deciding ace game between two very well-known names. You've got the reigning world champion, the king of the infantry combat. It is Isildur versus... Oh yes, you've got it right. It is the master of disaster, the captain of chaos, the purveyor of all things destruction. You've got VonIvan rocking Urban Assault Company as United States Forces. It's 1-1. Let's go, Ed. Let's go.
VonIvan, let's go. Just to give a little recap tale of the tape previously in this series, if you're just joining us for the final game, where have you been, firstly, for the first two? There were some genuine slobber knockers with VonIvan taking game one in possibly his best performance I've ever seen. And in game two, it was just slow and steady, methodical destruction by Isildur of his opponent. And here we lie in Faymanville, Snowmanville as it's called in the map pool. And yeah, game three, all to play for. Who's your money on, folks?
With this commander, I'm loving it. This is a change. This is what I wanted to see, Ed. I wanted that indirect fire in that last game. Probably going to upload this to you, unless this becomes like the best game of all time. I'll probably upload this as a series. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you would have known my personal criticism for VonIvan in the last game. Yeah, he lost the early game engagement, so he never got his fuel economy working for him like he needs it to. But he didn't have that indirect fire answer to what Isildur had to offer. In this commander, he has something very different, and it's that M4 Sherman Calliope, baby.
Oh, yes, not to mention the Molotovs as well of the riflemen. And the glorious rifle nades of the rear echelons. It's just indirect central as this doctrine. But, yeah, sorry, you were saying?
No, I've got a really interesting fact. I was watching a Mark Felton YouTube video about how to counter Japanese tanks for the Americans. And they were telling their Marines to throw Molotov cocktails at the, like the Type 95's engine covers. They called them Molotovs. So that kind of, even though it's the Finns, like taking the mickey out of the Germans, we're calling it a Molotov cocktail. To obviously the Russian foreign minister was Molotov. It was like common knowledge throughout the Second World War because the Americans' instruction videos also use that same name. Just a fun fact for you there.
They came in handy as well in the streets of Warsaw whilst Poland tried to hold out against German tanks, just lobbing a Molotov up in the spout. But yeah, as we see on the right-hand side, first big engagement, doubling up his troops. VonIvan with the rear echelons and riflemen pushing off that Volksgrenadier. But we are going to see the 4 Volks. Steady build order of Isildur coming into fruition again.
Can we see VonIvan force Isildur to choose a commander this time? Tell you what, with sloppy Stern Pioneers usage like that, he might need to. 4 Volksgrenadiers is the build, though. He will, of course, be going for that flak half-track, most likely again. Say most likely, there's a possibility of the Luke's Puma, but it is unlikely when you get 4 folks. But we'll have to wait and see. VonIvan did not go for rear echelon spam, he just built an extra one, which is, yes, unusual, but when you've got those grenade rifle launchers, it certainly is better to have 2 platforms to use them.
I've just had a massive epiphany.
Go on.
Should we be saying Volks instead of Volks?
No.
No,
okay. I don't think so.
Good stuff. Oh, auto nade though.
No, it's
skill gaming.
It's a soft F. It's not Volks. It's Folks Grenadiers. So it's a soft F.
Okay.
Like a Volkswagen.
Bob Dylan out on his guitar.
Yeah, exactly. It's Volkswagen in German. I actually used to work for Volkswagen, so I would know.
There you go. Not just a pretty face, chat. Is a
That was like a minimum wage job. I was definitely just a pretty face. So I was young and beautiful, Ed.
Red boy, let's go. Moving swiftly on to VonIvan's build order. He has picked for the Insta 50 cal into the mechanized platoon upgrade.
Folks Grenadiers say soft pedal away with the lieutenant watching on. It's a standoff, Ed. Who's gonna take the fuel? Oh, that fire has a health bar. That's interesting. You can't. I used to remember meta in Code 2 tournaments where they were really boring back in 2013. Nice and steady grenade thrown backwards over the head was to destroy the fires during the blizzards. Do you remember blizzards?
Oh yeah, cold tech. We've had in a few internal games only. I think it got. I don't know if it was ever a thing before. I think it was taken away before I joined the game.
Yes, it was indeed.
Yeah.
One of the better things Relic did was remove cold tech, unfortunately. People won't want to hear that, but it's true. Stern Pioneers don't do their duty of completely decrewing the 50 cal, and they escape with 3 models. I'd be raging if that was me in auto match. I'm sorry.
I think they're role-playing as infantry sections, because to get away with 3 models on that much of HP is pretty damn lucky there for Isildur, but he'll be thankful of the lack of manpower now he has to spend on reinforcing them.
Talking about egotistical nightmares. I'm not just talking about Ed and Matt here. I'm talking about K-Pen in chat, who's constantly reminding us that today is K-Pen Day, because he indeed did create Bocage and a winter conversion, and he was also the only map maker that answered AE's call for this tournament for some winter maps, and he created Snowmanville. So credit to him. Hopefully we don't see Grand Offensive today. That would be too much K-Pen for one day for me. But yeah, credit to him.
Well done, the K-Penus Maximus. All the way from Australia, 7 million ping, but he can still make a mean math conversion. Jesus.
That's going to go on his headstone, mate. He may have been a blight to humanity.
He died, just lagged out, so we don't actually know if he's still there.
Stern Pioneers advanced 5 kills and counting. Rifleman forced away. VonIvan's looking strong. He's held fuel for a long while here. He has been kind of nullified now and again, but he's had enough to get his Stuart out in reasonably good time. 50 cal in tow as well. How do you think these rear echelons, are they helping, Ed? Are they in fact making Isildur think twice?
Yeah, they're just like claws down a chalkboard. It's just slow and painful auto fire that one day is going to catch you out, and it'll just be driving Isildur mad, I think, slowly but surely. That is a double upgrade as well, so you will have no sweepers. Will Isildur capitalize on it? We'll have to see, but a lot of shoe mines could go down here unpunished.
Just on a noob error of ate the ice cube out of my whiskey. That's a bad idea, because I need to crunch it, but I'm casting live. I put it back in the glass.
Get some words in edgeways whilst we can.
Black off track pushes
WPM up.
Words per minute indeed, as the flak off track sets up, forces away the rifleman. Meanwhile, in the centre, the Stuart has been fousted, but the pressure is on. VonIvan's holding his fuel. He's got the central victory point. North side, Lieutenant versus Stern Pioneers. And able to force him away. He's going to be able to neutralise that fuel, not by just taking the cuts off, yes, but also by taking the fuel point itself.
Von finally pushes off the Stern Pios in the north. Lieutenant's going to slip in and take that fuel now as he loses his fuel down south. Hella close game here in game 3. We expected nothing less.
He's rifle-nading him in base just about. Here's the flak off track.
The range on it is obnoxiously long, but yeah, good little side quest here for VonIvan. He's back capping a really awkward point to have to go and cap again, right over in the east with his rear echelons. I like this play from VonIvan, utilising the full extent of Snowmanville.
Absolutely, he is rifle nade there, just deleting a Foch Grenadier, and that's the value of them. As we see fuel points switch hands, another one. Does Talisman dodge? Too late and loses 2 further, folks.
Yep, and we've got to remember this isn't the first time this doctrine's been utilised in 1v1 tourney play in Master League. Asiamint did it perfectly a couple of Master Leagues back, so VonIvan will be trying to repeat that feat as his riflemen die for the cutoff.
Yeah, they do. He's got it though.
Back it out.
No, he hasn't. And by the way, though, unfortunately for Talisman, not Talisman, sorry, Isildur, he just play like Talisman, though. He just play like Talisman, so, you know, maybe my brain is making, like, wormholes in KO2 space-time. But regardless, Isildur does not have his fuel connected right now. He needs either the munitions or the central victory point, and he had neither.
Imagine Talisman and Isildur on a 2v2 team together. Ooh.
Sometime later.
No fun allowed.
In a 1v1 tournament, a best of 3 went 7 hours.
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll slip up soon. 70 years later.
Ed, it's 8 PM during GCS2 finals day. Matt, do you reckon we'll be able to go for a drink soon? 9 hours later.
Yep. Well, you organised the double elimination votes.
Hey, that's the best way to do it when you got people flying all the way over the world, my friend. Don't doubt the AE, only blame Talisman. That's my attitude. Anyway, Stern Pioneers decide to push out of the tractor and then wait for the flak suppression after already losing one of their comrades. The riflemen are going to die for their sins just to keep the fuel away from Isildur for a moment longer. Meanwhile, in the north, let's check that out. 50 cal sets up Lieutenant forced away. This game is all to play for. It's very even out there, Ed, and I'm loving it. Yeah, oh, that's Stuart, though.
But the Stuart's reversed, backed himself into a bad corner.
No, he has to go forward, Ed. He has to go forward to duck, and dive. But he gets hit regardless.
Yeah, it was death to the Volks or death to the Raketin. He chose Raketin.
Cake or death. Cake or death. And this
harping back to GCS2, though, the hardest ever earned second place by Love Nest.
Oh my god, that guy went through hellfire, misery, and all sorts.
Yeah, there'll be no wanting of second place here in this best of 3 final game for the series. And winners put in a really good position here to progress through the tourney. But half track, 5 kills, Matt.
Yeah, this is looking bad talking to the half track, and I mean, Isildur right now is looking dominant. He has 2 fuel points. He has them connected almost. And there we go. We're going to have to see a big sprint with the Lieutenant's passive ability to try and catch up with Isildur and punish him. Got the Rangers getting into position with those Thompsons. Got the Lieutenant with that bazooka. Flak doesn't want any part of it. Could we see a grenade on retreat? Can he get it off? No, he can't. And has the damage been done? We'll have to wait and see.
Could you say of the old smoke and poke, cover to cover? It is 60 munitions though, but VonIvan won't mind. He's been stockpiling them a lot. But not able to get a grenade or anything onto this MG in the house. Stalwart defense here from Isildur, but he loses his cutoff momentarily.
VonIvan, and the Northern Fuel led as well. The Northern Fuel as well, so it was a push on 2 fronts, to be fair to him. Victory points, we've got to keep it. Oh, look at this. Right, folks, Grenadiers in the north ate a big rifle nade from the rear echelons there. They actually could die to rear echelons. This would be an amazing moment in co-history. Can we see a famous rear echelon wipe? Can it possibly happen? Probably not.
Carbine's so inaccurate though. When they hit hard. But...
Oh, look at that rifle nade!
Oh no, don't tell me. Oh.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Ed, whiskey makes me cast better. That is really bad for my health. I feel so much more lucid now. I'm fluid. Like a young Cassius Clay, my friend. Whereas earlier...
Egomaniac could cast any better, but yep, I'll take it.
We're not the Animaniacs here,
Whatever
we're the Egomaniacs. Ed, you have 3 emotes featuring your face. No, let's not talk about ego here. As the riflemen try and push forward, and the rear echelon do the same. He's got that central garrison, though, so it gives him that sustainability. Major's out, fuel count 47, needs 110, of course. Unless he finally wants to go captain and get some M1 AT guns.
Choo. So, 4 Volks still up for Isildur. Double MG in play now. 1 Raketin. He's probably going to get a second one and then start chomping away with those P4s. As his Schwerpanzer opens up, defends half of the fuel point.
HT is saying his slave name. Use the name Muhammad Ali. Just stop jabbing me in the face, HT. It's pre-1968, that's what I said, mate. I tried to cover myself on that one. Anyway, flak half track is causing the rear echelon. Yeah, rifle nade the flak half track, that's right. This guy's a mad bastard, Ed. They don't care. They'll rifle nade anything. A tree, a flak half track, a tank. They don't care, man.
And you're not drunk and seeing double. There's 2 of them as well, so that is double the pain that could come Isildur's way just by sheer RNG and scatter. Got to keep rolling the dice as VonIvan. It's got enough for another cover to cover, which worked.
Look at this little engagement here. Stern Pioneer goes for the stun. The 50 cal was facing the right way, but gets caught off by the grenade. Meanwhile, in the centre, we've got an engagement. The flak half track forcing the rifleman off. What's happening here? You've got rear echelons trying to... They are flanking the MG34. What's that gun crew that's been lost? It was the 50 cal on retreat. Yep. Oh my, this game is heating up.
Too low HP. I mean, this squad and their model potential of HP is insane.
Oh, rifleman! Oh no! Stern Pioneer finished the job. Meanwhile,
right there for the Stern Pioneers, and he picks up the MG due to the Volks. That's a huge win for Isildur right there, and Von is reeling.
Absolutely reeling. To quote the film Aliens, for my money, the greatest action film of all time. Game over, man. Game over.
Why don't you put her in charge?
But it is certainly looking that way, as Hicks is quoted twice in a space of a minute.
Yep, Von's going to have to utilize all his new survival skills now as he stays around for a cheeky vibe, and it's just two balls and he's going to lose the squad. I don't know what was going on there.
Oh dear. Isildur is a predator
Input
stalking
delay
his
from
prey.
brain to neuro system, but oh, down goes another squad of VonIvan.
I think VonIvan needs to just, you know, leave orbit and nuke them, because this is not working. Because Isildur knows no bounds, and he only comes out at night, mostly.
Yeah, now
Any more aliens
triple
quotes, Ed?
MG for Isildur. That is going to be hell to try and cap anything for VonIvan.
Has he really done that whole... He's got the 2 MG34s natively, and then that 50 cal as well, with a suppressive platform in the flak half-track. VonIvan doesn't have much left, and everything is going to be suppressed. Oh dear.
He does have his attack though. Got the major out. He will have a Sherman soonish. I think he just needs to go HE Sherman fast.
Oh, he needs it, yeah, indeed.
The enemy's at the door. He can't wait for any other buffed version of the tank.
Nades traded. Flak half-track comes into the picture. Rangers forced away. And I know you can see it on the minimap. I won't even dare torch you with the full tactical map, because you can see that Isildur is in full control right now.
Ah, nice little addition though. The ambulance has increased durability when in the base sector.
It does. It has enough
The things
health
you
to
learn,
survive.
Jim.
It can survive a
VonIvan
Panzer IV shot now, Ed, and it can survive 2 Puma shots.
Ooh, oh, that's no fun. Can't do the old BM drive in the base and one tap the ambo now.
I know. Apparently the balance team care about balance. It's terrible. Who are these guys?
Who would have thunk?
The capture point is under attack.
Jibby Jabba Jabba says it won't survive 2 Puma shots. You've now unveiled the fact that AE makes up most of his co-knowledge. Thank you for doxing me, bro.
Just got cut off.
Meanwhile, in the north, folks, Grenadiers versus Rangers and Major.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
And a Sherman out. Can this Sherman be the glorious chariot that carries VonIvan to comeback fame? We'll have to wait and see. It's unlikely, but we've seen
Around our asses.
crazier things happen at sea, or in this case, Code 2.
Points are down to 300.
This is a sea of death for VonIvan's squads at the moment. I think it's situation critical. Here comes the HE Sherman. We'll be able to get the dozer upgrade when he gets back in his own territory, but I think too little too late.
Ashman 792, a great Twitch catster, by the way. He says, chat, we've got to give our gamer energy to this Sherman. So the Sherman's now just started to smell very strongly of BO, and its virginity scores raised by 30%. So let's see how it performs on the battlefield, Ed.
Yep, no fixie-fixies though in the form of rear echelons, so we'll see if VonIvan rebuilds them or channels his inner aggression, goes for rifle. Nope, it does indeed get the rear echelons back out. But P4 knocking at your door now. Isildur in the build, as well as another raket. That's just overkill. Oh no. VonIvan's chances look very grim at the moment.
Ready for action.
Ed, I'm going to do something I've never done before in co-casting, and this might be absolutely awful. I'm going to hide the top of the screen so it looks like VonIvan still stands a chance. Here we go, VonIvan! He's got some amazing units out there, like,
Let's go.
like this rear echelon squad of the Riflemen and the Rangers. It's all going to go brilliantly well.
Does look perfectly balanced now as we see 2 mechanized units for each team. Who knows what infantry they have? The show must go on, folks. VonIvan is still in the building.
May just be forced away by Vet 5 Stern Pioneers. Riflemen force their way through the flames and against the garrisons in the house up there.
Fun fact, combined arms ability does work with ambulance, folks. Tried and tested right here. But, oh, it's the HE Sherman. Deals with the MG in the north.
Rifleman dead, thanks to the Panzer IV. as the MG is wiped, but then the Panzer IV once more. It's seen the Rangers in its sights, and this has to be GG surely. The Sherman's going to go on a summer holiday to the frozen resort of that frozen bomb there.
The way, mate, he has smokes. He's an old Swiss Army knife of durability with that bulldozer. We believe in you, VonLap.
Go on,
Take
son.
all. Take all.
Oh, no.
He's taking more hits than Google is what he's taking. Oh, no. Bing and Yahoo are jumping into...
He couldn't even finish off his voice line of, oh, we're burning up here. He just died. As did everything else. And, unfortunately, Isildur has showed us what the cold steel hand of brutality means. Imagine KO2's future and see us being trampled under the goose-stepping leather boots of Isildur for eternity. And that's what we're met with.
The remaining troops of VonIvan probably feel hard done by not given the grace of death in battle, as the ammo does finally go down. Survived that one shot though, as we were saying earlier. Feels good, man.
Ed, I'm going to make a balance patch. The balance patch is to remove sandbags on frontline infantry. Are you in?
Yeah, especially in this current meta. Oof, actually having to control your infantry for better engagements.
Using the map's cover instead of just making your own map as the game progresses.
Con sitting behind green cover for the rest of the game.
Look at this! This Schwerpanzer Schlepper is going to be very aggressive in its setup, seemingly.
Everyone would be hating on NG spam though, if engineers get the green cover instead. Oh,
he's
no.
putting mechanized there.
Regiment just for the low. So we're going to get super close Stuka, hopefully. As VonIvan just chills, recollects his thoughts of yesteryears, and probably plans his next trip once lockdown is over.
Yeah, this is Rest in peace, AE Island 2019. I recommended the map makers put like a little ambush spot here, and it's never been used, Ed, not once.
It's a bit like Elst Outskirts, where you're like, whoa, there's this part of the map, and you can actually go, but no one really bothers with it.
Another Easter egg here is a pier that was... A relic map maker was putting a pier here once, and he put the texture there, and he forgot to move it. So, for the last 7 years, there's been a random pier in the middle of this ice lake.
It's like a pontoon bridge, just, I don't know, made by such slapdash workers.
There is not only windmill technology on Faymanville, there's, of course, a water mill. So you've got two types of, you know, green energy. So this is the greenest map in Company of Heroes.
Yeah, we've got a bridge too far in the south, and the Titanic little wooden door drifting away in the pond up north.
And if you look very closely underneath the ice here, you can see that, there we go. You can see the bodies of dead soldiers from tournaments gone by. Like during the Lord of the Rings Two Towers. Very similar to that. Apparently VonIvan says, fast forward the game. Because he's talking to Isildur. No, VonIvan, you have tortured me through many tournaments with your never say die attitude. I've had to cast you holding on by your fingernails in your base sector, and I am now going to relish this moment to do the opposite of what you want me to do. I'm going to cast the trees. I mean, just look at some of these bad boys. This is wonderful. Look at...
It's painful to see I'm a little VonIvan fanboy, and this is heartbreaking. But if you're a Isildur fan, similarly, you know, it just showed in the end a bit of slow and steady OKW play. Worked out for him. VonIvan did gamble it. He went for it. You can't say he didn't. And yeah, didn't pay off in the last two games. But game one was still the best performance I've seen him do in any tournament so far.
Just trying to get a good YouTube thumbnail now, Ed. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fast forward the game. This is going to be the YouTube thumbnail.
When you go back to the dinner table and you've done something wrong. The whole family's just like...
Americans are down to 50 points.
Still pretty Pretty good thumbnail for you. And a little windmill in the background.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful. Pizza base here, of course. You've got lots of provisions here. You've got the penicillin over here. You've got this searchlight, which is actually never used. You can actually click this and shine it on your enemy. Nobody ever knows about that. Pretty cool. This guy, he's just contemplating his life. He had a really bad time in the Ardennes, so they're just putting him there. He's got a bit of stress. Inside here, you can actually see that there's pin-ups of famous 1940s celebrities in their bikinis, but apparently it's not loaded on the map this time. Fair enough. And what do we see in the outhouse? Or as they call it in Australia, the dunny. My surname, IRL, just to dox myself there. Can we see a toilet? Is there a toilet, Ed? Toilet hype, please. Give me some toilet hype, Ed, guys.
I think toilet best describes this last 5 minutes of gameplay as the VPs finally bleed out. No dung beetles here, folks. Just a good old GG from Isildur. Well played to him. Takes the series 2-1. And well played, VonIvan. GG's.
Well played, of course, to VonIvan. Fantastic performance in this tournament. He is now looking possible to either challenge Isildur for first place by beating the other two players, and then he needs to hope Isildur loses a series, or he's going to be in the third place matchup next Sunday. It's 2 more games for both players. And Ed, what a good series that was. It was a fantastic series.
We got the ever balance of VonIvan's all-in strategy, and in the first game it was massively tipped towards fortune favouring the brave, but in the second and third I think we just saw the prowess and the infantry micro, the skill of Isildur showing through there. And yeah, I think OKW are back, baby. And Isildur's making them work, so it was great for a bit of diversity. Get away from that austere simp train of yesterday, and I think the fans have seen some great games to see, especially some great moments in both days. So thanks, Matt, for having me again, and can't believe you got me back. You had so many other options for today, but yep, kept it all UK cast. So I'm sure there'll be other top tier players as we progress through the ranks. We'll join you as well for either interviews or casting, which would be great for the Patreons.
Oh yeah, can see that Grey Shot is casting Love Nest versus Use M246. Looks like Love Nest is in an authoritative lead there. That looks like it's likely to be over very soon. That's your last series of the day. I'll just mute myself for a second. Okay, never mind. That was a suggestion, but we won't do it. It's fine.
You just tried to 1v1 me, bruv, but these bitch titty B cups need feeding, and they don't feed themselves. So I've got to get off and get some food after this, I think, or some R&R at least from all the high action we've seen today. So, but cheers, Matt. I'll have to 1v1 me some other time where it can be a proper like best of 3, because I think it'll be very close. And
I'm sure you'll beat me, but I'm getting better, so you'll hopefully get closer and closer. All right, then, guys, that's we'll just raid over to Grey Shot so you can watch the end of Love Nest versus Use M246. But join me and Ed next Saturday as we bring you whichever series you guys want to see. Quite frankly, we've got some amazing series next Saturday. We've got Isildur versus Use. We've got Love Nest, VonIvan. We've got Nagano, Asher. We've got DevM Seeking. It's looking really cool out there. So. Thanks, everybody. Early call for Seeking to be cast. I'm up for that. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in this weekend. It's been a great laugh. If you didn't catch all of the series, you can watch them on YouTube later on. Big up the patrons for funding the action. Big up Ed 80 Hertz for casting. Big up the referees for, doing the referee thing, which is making sure the players actually play, which is always helpful. Players, you did a great job. Saw some nearly every match was played this weekend, which is good for a group series. It's very difficult to get that to happen, so well played, and thanks for fighting till the very last. And thanks everybody for watching. And goodbye for now.
Cheers all. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.